right, waiting on the red button. Now I am live. This is Randy Carvin in Kirksville, Missouri, and this is Rantin' Randy's Rant, the True Patriots group from YouTube, as usual, 4:30 p.m. Central Time, uh, because uh, because of the family meeting. I will try to get this out of the way. Hello, Nancy. All right. It's good to know I got somebody out there, uh, my Blue Dot sister. All right. I haven't got much for you today other than uh, just basically letting you know, like I said, I heard today, this was Morning Joe that I got from this morning on that show from YouTube. That Putin's plan is really just to use somebody like Tucker Carlson and his audience and Trump and the MAGA base to use politics here to weaken this country politically by keeping that base in there. Putin knows that as long as he got Donald Trump, and he's also got Tucker Carlson on Russian TV, they are being used to back his attack in Ukraine, and that's exactly what they do. Putin is now placed as top general in his invasion of Ukraine, is known as the Butcher for his scorched earth policies in Syria, which includes in Syria chemical weapons. And President Zelensky has not been confirmed, but it looks like they're using chemical weapons already. The Russians are in Ukraine. That wouldn't surprise me because they've got the Butcher of Syria now heading it up. Let's see what else I got today. And I think we can all agree that Ukraine, of course, will, like they have been doing, their aggression and atrocities are Ukraine. That's Ukraine doing that. Yeah, bullshit. And we are seeing that this is not going to be a short war. He thought he would just go in there in one day and conquer the whole country. He didn't depend on the will of free people and how much they love democracy. He didn't count that. Even though all this is going on, his popularity rating, which I don't give a lot of credence to, simply because it's from Russian TV and Russian media, have him at over 70% popularity in Russia. Well, let's see how popular he is as this thing keeps dragging on. And I'm going to touch on a few things. I got some from Chris Hayes, all in last night. How to make $2 billion. How the Trump family made money off U.S. foreign policy. At the head of relations with the Saudi Arabians, we have to keep in mind was Jared Kushner. And Jared and Salman, and I believe this had their little Jama party for a couple of nights, staying up until 4 a.m. in the morning and swapping stories and all that. That was after Jamal Khashoggi was killed in the Saudi embassy in Turkey. I also remember how Donnie defended the crown prince at the time. And if you look back, where was Donnie's first foreign trip? Saudi Arabia, the saber dance and holding on to that orb and all that. Oh, shit. You can't make this shit up, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, let's see what else. And he also came back, and I saw this last night before I went to bed. They interviewed him about the possible involvement of uh, Salman in the whole thing, and how he was against sanctions against Saudi Arabians because they had just lined them up with $107 billion in U.S. weapons. Yeah, it doesn't matter about somebody's life if you're making money. And the $2 billion I was talking about was the company that Jared Kushner had was called Affinity. And Salman's own people said it wouldn't be advisable to go ahead with, they said that his fee, which was $2 billion, was too much, that he didn't have experience in what he wanted the Saudis to participate in. And Salman overruled his own people under him, advising him not to do it. Okay, you fast forward. They gave Jared a half, or I mean, $500 million up front. Okay, recently they have come across with the other $2 billion. That's services rendered and going forward, because the Saudis are counting on Donald Trump being president again, and hopefully Jared will be a part of the cabinet, is a senior advisor. And also, I learned last night that Mnuchin, remember, on January 6th, he was over in Saudi Arabia. They are paying him $1 billion for his consulting firm. Services rendered and services in the future going forward, baby. That's what that shit's about. Okay, I don't have to talk about that. I already talked about the orb and him doing that saber dance. Ah, and what is Donnie always up to? He's very happy down at Mar-a-Lago. He gets around $200,000 or $300,000 for people to. They have to be members, and they cheer him when he enters the room, and they cheer him when he leaves the room. He's around those who love him, and he's happy in that little world because he goes outside of there, and people are not very happy with him. And he's still doing the same old grifting to fill his own pockets, the same old con job that he's always done. I believe now he's got 120 endorsements out there for people like Herschel Walker. Boy, is that a joke. And tomorrow I'm going to cover that better, because Herschel Walker was photographed with Clarence Thomas in the Supreme Court. That is, he's proved Clarence Thomas is a power about. There is a law against, even though they don't want to deliver any kind of ethics to him, won't make him recluse. I'm wondering what's the matter with the liberals? How come they are not speaking up in this situation? Or Chief Justice Roberts. In the campaigns that he's endorsed, they will never see not one red cent. All that money goes in Donnie's pocket, and it always will. And then we'll have more on that tomorrow. Since I won't be doing Wednesday, keep in mind it's going to be here on YouTube, and it will be at 6 p.m. Central Time. Oh, thank you, Michael. That's the area, and they're probably going to be heading here, or we'll get part of it as far as that weather goes. I'm having to go by the weather on here on this corner when I'm on Google. That is secure Google with AVG. I get AccuWeather telling me what the temperature is, what's coming up. We were at 76 degrees or 77 as I came to air. And I'm looking at the temperature down here in the corner on the tab bar. And let me read through some of this stuff. I had a problem with pens last night, but you get what you pay for. I had bought a pack from Dollar Tree, and like I said, you get what you pay for. They're dried up when you buy them, and you're lucky if you get through a page and they don't dry up and you can't use them. But that's on me. I should buy them somewhere else. Let's see, what have we got? Oh, just where I'm griping about the pens. Because that was irritating. I'm sitting there watching on the big TV, YouTube, and then have to go search for another pen, pause it and search for a pen. And as I was talking about, Clarence Thomas has proven he is a politician. And I think that was day before yesterday or yesterday, Herschel Walker, a Republican candidate, posing with Clarence Thomas. And of course, everybody knows that Herschel is running, I believe it's for Senate in Georgia for us. So Clarence Thomas is a politician, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, where's Chief Justice Roberts? And crickets from the Supreme Court. And this has been going on for quite a while, and I don't understand why they're completely silent on this. I know it has a lot to do with who holds the majority on the Supreme Court. And we're also learning more every day about Donnie's son, Don Jr., was plotting to overthrow the election before it was even decided. Why? They knew that he was going to lose the election. And he was texting with Mark Meadows. And this also blew Donnie's only defense for the whole voter fraud and the election was stolen. They planned it from the very start. They were talking about electors, Trump electors in those texts. So they were plotting it before the election was even decided because they knew the writing was on the wall. And they knew they were losing, brothers and sisters. And this is why we must make sure that the GOP fails to take the majority at the midterms. If we fail, democracy will end. The investigation in to the insurrection will end. And the bad news is our highest court is now being run by the majority of conservatives in that party. That our Supreme Court cannot be that way. It cannot be political. But see, this is what we got because we had 4 years of Donald Trump as president undermining. He set up the whole thing just like Putin. Who was around? Who was in the cabinet? Oligarchs. He surrounded himself with them. Whether you're talking the Chamber of Commerce, oligarch, people that had introduced Donnie to Russians to put money in Donnie's pocket. Same kind of setup in Russia. And what does Donnie envy about Putin? Putin can either jail people that come out against him, or he has them killed, poisoned, shot. Donnie would love to hold that kind of power in this country, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm talking to you Republicans too. You better wake up and start realizing, you independents, you Republicans as well, you moderates, you need to get behind making sure that the midterms do not go to the Republicans. If it does, you're going to see democracy in, and eventually they're going to get to something that you don't like. Or forget it. If they're in power, they'll do anything to retain that power. All right, that's about all I've got for now. I may be at the meeting later on. I'm in the middle of trying to get some stuff done, other areas, and that's something I'm not going to be talking about anymore on here. I will mention this about this is my original HP that I joined Facebook. And what I did, I was going to get a new copy. I used recovery and I was going to get a new copy of Windows 10. Because I did that and answered one question wrong, this is now, I go out there, I can bring it up. It's also got a dead battery in it, so I have to plug it in. But what happens is now I'm administrator of that computer, and I cannot, no matter how many times, and I know what the password was, but evidently when it wiped it clean, it wiped the password off, and I can only use it as an administrator. And I am on the HP today. I think you're going to find I'm getting a better picture on the HP than I did yesterday using the MacBook Air. So I'm going to be sticking with this HP for doing that. But this is the one that I had a suggestion out there to wipe this thing clean. I can't do that. I'm not going to end up with another one that I'm an administrator. I don't know what it was after it did that, but there were times when I lived in the apartment over there, I would have to hook an Ethernet line to the modem, and then it took 10 minutes just to get to Facebook. If I wanted to go from home to Randy on it, that took another 10 minutes. So I'm not even going to take a chance on that. And like I said, that's about all I got. I want to thank Stephanie Dean for subscribing. I suspect the last few subscribers went from 262 last week to 267. Thank you, Stephanie, for subscribing. And that also means that other Blue Dot family is now showing up at the shows. They might not come when I'm on air, but they are getting here. And we're growing this thing because it may take a while. I'm thinking about I may see if I can find anybody that's even interested in, uh, put me a fresh copy out there, but not destroying all my information. Uh, I'm going to try to get a cell phone, a smartphone soon, so that in another few weeks I can establish another account. Then I have to get a hold of my administrators to get them to put me back as administrators on the group that I am administrator on. And baby, that's a lot of groups. 3 political, and about 15 or 16 are just music groups. And I'll give a shout out to all of you. Most all of you are a part of Then and Now 60s and please let them know that I can't get down there. I was enjoying welcoming all my friends and people that were joining that group. I can't do that now. And hopefully, Bill Shad and all will find out that that's why I disappeared. It's been exaggerated that I passed away and Grace did, but we're still here, baby, and we're going to stay here. I will still put out my information. Any help would be helpful during this period during the month to help get us through and get something done about this. Hello, Mary. Hello, Michael. Hello, Carol. Uh, wow. 28 in a blizzard in Utah, Carol. Wow. That's unreal. And hello to Nancy again. All right. And I'm glad to see Mary show up. Not everybody's going to be able to make it, and I realize it when I'm live. A lot of you, you don't get any kind of notice of it. That's reading. If you look at my show yesterday, I gave the whole schedule. Like, for instance, this Friday is going to be around 5 p.m. so that when John rants live around 6 p.m., I can be there live for that. Usually I would be at the meeting pretty quick, but I've got some things still handling some other business. Some of it's related to my situation with Facebook and my other business and stuff. That's not a part of this show. So I'm more or less just going to let that hang in there as far as some of you know about it. And that's all I'm going to be saying about it. All right, I will let you go at this time. Oh, I also wanted to mention watch out for the Republicans are going to be raising hell about Biden's executive action on ghost guns. Something has to be done. There was another shooting in Cedar Rapids, I think, Iowa today. Grace didn't have all the facts on that when I got up, but shootings are happening everywhere, every day. Something has to happen. I was a gun owner the whole time I was growing up. When the NRA was about safety, not about everybody buying a damn gun. All right. Peace, resist, persist, and I insist. Truth versus lies, good versus evil. And that's what we got going on, baby. And we better get that vote out this time, or we'll watch democracy die after that. after those midterms, you know who will end up in office again. I don't even want to think about that one because I'll be fighting from 22, and I'm hoping that we take the majority and even more seats and in the Senate and the House. We got to have it, baby. Have a good one. I'll see you later on. Uh, Try to make somebody smile. Use a little humor. Whatever you can do to further our cause. We have to fight for democracy because the other side is not going to fight for it. They're trying to take it away from you, baby. Have a good one. See you later. Go down and like, share. If you're new out there, you like what you're hearing here, subscribe, please. And help me help us all by sharing this shit. Bye bye for now. Love y'all. Bye. Share this shit, please.